Heyo, here we are again, back in Pantheon, and we're gonna give the Dire Lord a try. Last, when we left off, I got to level 5. I have yet to pick any trading. I was just looking online, and I wanted to see what armor I could wear. According to the Pantheon website, the Dire Lord can wear cloth, leather, and chain. I thought it was only leather. So that's going to make crafting choice a bit difficult. So I'm just checking to see I have my next level spells and my next ones after that, so that's good. I was thinking that we could go with leather and food or provisioner for our skills. That way we can make leather armor. However, chain is a different skill set than leather. Chain is smithing, armor making, which is also an expensive prospect. We need to mine a lot of material, and we're not going to get chain for a long time because we'd have to go through regular. So I think I'm just going to go with leather because we can also make bags out of leather, which is very useful. So probably leather, provisional. Now, I'm grabbing this because we have these quests here, and mining for ore is one of our quests, and we need 5 lumps of coal. I think I got a couple already. I don't recall. I'd have to check the bank. But it never hurts to grab it when you see it. As we progress through this quest line, the reward is better material, better crafting tools. And as I said last time, the crafting tool affects the speed with which you craft. The NPC over here, let's see if he or she offers anything. Nope, not yet. Just a hey, how's it going? This is where the Eutherians are. Now, do we have that Eutherian quest? We do. We have to kill 4 initiates and 4 cultists. I don't know that we can do that quest at this level. No, they're yellow to us, so we're gonna have to hopefully sneak past them. This may require some running. Yep. These guys are not gonna be happy. And I foolishly exhausted myself. See here, it shows exhausted. So I no longer can sprint until this exhausted disappears. But we're close to the guards, so we should be okay. Good, they broke. Huh, the guard didn't do anything. It's a little weird. Alright, what else do we have quest-wise? Oh, rats. Well, let's go see how many rat tails we have in the bank. And then we can pick up our our crafting abilities, provisioner and leatherworking. So for leatherworking, you also get the ability to do a bit of tailoring because you need to be able to make threads. And to make thread, you need to get what's called jute. Jute is a resource that grows in the game. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. 1 second. Oh, I apologize for that. As I was saying, so we need to get jute. So we can go over to the magician area where there is a good source of jute over there. Alright, so if we look at our bank, we've got some materials already. Grab our 2 crafting tokens. We have 1 rat tail. Oh, hopefully that's it for the sneezing for now. We have 2 coal. What quests do we have? We need 10 fresh apples. We have 8. We need 5 boar meat. We don't have any. Blackberries. We have 8. Alright, so I'll bring those with me. Actually, I'll keep those in the bank for now. Let's just go get our trade skills. So the way you get the trade skills is you have these 2 tokens. And you just go talk to the person who is the trainer for that skill. So over here is the tailoring leatherworking area. This person just sells leather armor. But inside there's a person called a leather worker. You talk to this person and you can learn the crafting profession of leather working. So you click OK. And you're going to get schematics for thread and for leather. You complete that, and if I open my inventory, you'll see that they replace the token with those 2 items. Then you get a quest for tanning leather. Okay, so then what you do is you have your profession tab and you have your schematic bag. And when I right click on this schematic, it will go in my schematic bag. Same with this one. So this allows me to make burlap thread, and this allows me to make tattered leather. And then I have my other token. Let's just read the quest that she gave us. So if I scroll down to the bottom, I have to hand that quest into the huntress. We have craft 3 tattered leather. So what I'm going to do is I'll hand that quest in the huntress, because I think when I give her that quest, I'm going to lose some of this leather. But we can always go get more. And we have to kill more rats anyway to get more rat tails. Then we rush over here to the provisioner area, which used to be in the inn when the game started, down there. Like right over there, past Sir Garon. But for some reason, they moved it up here. And we talk to this person. And a similar event occurs. So we take the profession, we accept it, we complete it. So now our trade tokens are done. That's it. You can't get those back. Once you make the decision, you're locked in. The only way I can, at this point in the game, would be I'd have to re-roll this character and start from scratch. And then she has various cooking quests. And they just teach you how to make some types of food. Each food has a different buff, and then this will also give you a little bit of money. So it's kind of handy to do. I'm not in a rush to do them, but you know, I'll get around to them eventually. So then again, same principle. You go to your schematic bag, right click on this. This is the campfire cooking set. It allows you to cook. And this is the campfire brewing kit. It allows you to make drinks. Okay, so now we've chosen our professions. We're locked in. It is what it is. Okay, so let's go see the huntress, who I believe is over this way. Okay, and we complete her quest. Get a little bit of experience, a little bit of coin, and then she gives you the part 2. Go gather hides, but can you gather meat? So she wants you to get 5 boar meat. Okay, So we had, I thought, 2 quests for boar meat. Rat tails. Scavenger path. Oh yes. 5 boar meat for you keep what use what you kill. And then 3 boar meat. Now she wants slate hide boars, which are a higher level boar than the ones that are in the newbie area. So we can go kill the ones in the newbie area and get some meat. But it won't complete the quest till we go get the higher level boars, which are further out of the city. Alright, so I think we're set to go adventuring. Let's go adventuring. So we're gonna do a little gathering, which is kind of boring, but you need to get those things to get the quest. We need to get some leather. Oh, did we lose our leather? We did not. Huh. Good to know. It used to be that you would lose it, but it keeps changing as they keep updating the game. Alright, so let's remember how to play this, guys. So that's my pull. That's the one that gives me defense. That's my damage over time. That's my defense. So this is obviously the speed at which we're skinning. As you get better weapons, or better, not provision, but better tools related to the professions, this goes faster. Okay, and we still need some armor, so we're going to kill skeletons. And they give money, so that's always good. Apparently I picked the wrong target there. But that's okay. Bats also drop leather, and they drop bat meat, which I forget. And there is a recipe for their meat, but I can't remember what it does. Now, if you're an alchemist, you can use these bat wings here to make mana potions. We're not an alchemist, but they are somewhat valuable to alchemists. Now, these guys here, the hornets, they drop beeswax, which we will need to make bags. And since we're a leatherworker, that is a item that we will be interested in. So let's life tap that guy. See if he drops some beeswax. So that's funny, you can kill like 10 bees and then only get like 3 beeswax. So it's a bit hit or miss. Alright. So now, oh, there's a rat tail. That's good. We just need a few more of them. As we're progressing in levels, this is, as I said in the last video, going to slow down. The higher you get, obviously, you need to fight equal level or white level mobs to get the best experience. Obviously yellow and orange and red would be even better, but then there's, you know, increased risk of dying. So there's a bit of a grind factor in this game. Now, I'm just gonna play this without editing any of the video, so you can get the full experience. Even though it goes against my own interests, you know, if you don't want to watch the whole video and you just want to skip through to see the various levels of the Dire Lord, I totally understand. I would prefer if you didn't do that, but that's your choice. Oh, look at all these skeletons. What time is it? 2 o'clock in the afternoon and there's skeletons everywhere. Well, free money. So I played on, right now they have 3 servers on this particular, well, 1 main server and then 2 shards. And that's for overflow. I picked it starts at 0, which is the main server, then 1 and 2. The main server 0 is usually heavily populated, and then 1 and 2 are less populated. So I played a less populated server today so that we would have less people wandering around competing for the same resources. So perhaps that's why there's so many skeletons out and about during the day. Normally I would anticipate that these would not be here, but here they are. So this particular class, as I said, I played most of the other classes except for the Summoner. I haven't played the Summoner yet. Seems to be very good at solo. And the reason I say that is they're a tank class, so they're able to take a lot of damage. I have a life tap, so I can get health back, which is partially why I took Provisioner and Leatherworking. I took Leatherworking so I can make leather armor early on. Also so I can make bags. And I took Provisioner because then I can make my own food and... Oh, I think... Do we need any of this? I don't think we do. No. And I took Provisioner so I can make my own food and drink so that I never... I have buffs, so for example this food buff here. And this, if I run out of the water, you can't increase your mana. If you run out of the food, you can't increase your health. Now, I don't know how that applies to these essence, for example, in this particular character class. If it does or it doesn't, but now I don't need to worry about it because I can make my own food and water. I can get my own buffs. And you can get run speed buffs, climbing buffs, combat buffs, healing buffs. So It is very handy, especially if you're not a healer. So I figure the combination of being able to make my own bags, make my own leather armor, and make my own food was a good choice. On my paladin, for example, I picked leatherworking and armor smithing because I wanted to be able to make my own armor, and leather was a component of that armor, I believe. On my warrior, I picked weapons smithing and armor smithing so I can make my own weapons and armor. But I'll need to buy certain things with my warrior that I can't make, that I can make with my paladin, just because of my crafting choices. So there's give and take in all of it. So now that we are a provisioner, we are now interested in these wild vegetables, because we're going to need to harvest them to be able to make various foods. Yeah, we're up to 11 leather, that's good. We have no beeswax that I'm aware of, unless there's some in the bank. And we're gonna need that. 1 beeswax per bag. I believe it's a level 18 skill to make bags. So if I go to my crafting profession, these are my profession skills here: brewing, cooking, harvesting, leatherworking, mining. Weaving, I'll have to get it. So what they do is they take your current level, so my current level is 5, multiply it by 3, and that gives you your cap for your crafting. I think I need 18 to be able to make in weaving and tanning and etc. to be able to make, I think it's outfitting actually, to be able to make bags. So we're going to have to wait till we're level 6 anyway. But what we'll start to do now is just gather the materials as we adventure. So, oh, there's a pig. We need that pig. He's got some pig meat for us, I hope. Plus, he should be a bit of a challenge. Oh, he's only green. So, and we also get leather off him, which is good. So see, this says young slate hide boar, and if you read the quest for the huntress, she wants slate hide boars, not young slate hide boars. That's the difference. So we have to be a bit higher level to get the slate hide boars. Now, as an aside, this is called boar blood. You get blood from most creatures. To make this particular potion here, with an alchemist, you need boar blood. So if you're going to pick alchemist, save all your boar blood, because you can use it for this one and the simple one, which is the high version. I think this one gives you 35 and the simple one gives you 50 hit points. Boar blood is used in either or of those. So if you're going to be an alchemist, save your boar blood. We're not having, oh, there's another boar over there. We're not having good luck with the old bags off the foragers. Oh, you can't see it behind my head here. Can I move this? I'll drag this up. I think I can. So here, I was too far away when I clicked on the rat. And so what it's telling me is when you're a certain distance away, I'll show you after with this boar. Oh, see how he charges? So that's a thing you have to be aware of. If you attack from a distance, they charge and you get stunned. Let's see. So we'll demonstrate with this boar. Okay, so if I'm over here and I right click on them, see how my pointer turns from an arrow to a bag. So that indicates that I'm able to get some loot. But it's gray. So if I right click, it tells you that anyone can loot it after 1 minute and 45 seconds and that I'm not close enough. So it's telling me if you came across someone else killed this corpse and you wanted to loot it, that's a way you can tell. Because if you're too close and you click on it, it'll just say this is not yours. I can't do it because it is mine. And when I click on it, it will just loot it. So that's how you can tell how long you have before a corpse rots and you lose whatever it is, in case you want to loot somebody else's kill. So hopefully we'll get some boar meat. See how having more bags makes... Oh, we didn't get any boar meat at all. Makes it much better, eh? With the bags. So once you have the bags, then the next consideration you have to have is total weight. So for example, I can carry 110 pounds on this character. Right now I'm carrying 64.1. When I get to 110, I'm at 58%. Whenever I get to 110, I will become what's called encumbered, and I will walk slowly. And then the more encumbered I get, the slower I walk. And then there's stages of encumbrance. Moderately encumbered, mildly encumbered. I don't remember what they're called, but there's I think 2 where you can move, and then eventually you get to a point where you can't even move. But being a bag maker, there's a bag we can make later on which will increase our encumbrance. Is that weather club any good? So it is a 3, 3.2, 3, so it's a 7. So those bags add plus 10 to your ability to carry, but they only have 8 slots instead of 10 slots, which are the beginner bags. So you lose the ability to carry... Oh, there we go. That's 2 bags right there we can make. You lose the ability to carry stuff, but you increase your ability to carry more weight. So it's kind of a trade-off. Got 1 rat tail. So what I like to do is, when I'm adventuring, is I open my inventory, and this is just a me thing, certainly doesn't have to be honest. I put all the stuff that I want to keep over here, just so I don't accidentally sell it. Rat meat makes a thing called rat caps. I think it's rat meat and mushrooms, and it increases your ability to block. Now I'm probably going to dual wield with this guy if he gets dual wield, but if I have a shield, I can make a food that will allow me to increase my parry, which means better defense. If I get in, say, a group situation where I'm tanking, then I'll be able to be a better tank. Now, that brings up an interesting point. If you are familiar with this type of game, and I say tanking, you know what I mean. If you're not an MMO player, and you haven't played a lot of MMORPGs, then you probably have no idea why is he saying tanking. So what this game embraces is what's called there's the holy trinity of MMO, and then there's the holy quadternity, I think it's referred to. Anyway, what it means is there are types of classes that perform various functions. So a tank, this guy, the paladin, the warrior, and in this game the monk. Oh, there's some jute. We need that. They are the tanks. So their function in the game is to engage the creature in group combat and absorb the damage from that creature, hence being the word tank. Then you have the other 3 roles. which is DPS, which stands for damage per second. And their function is to basically just do damage. So while I'm safe fighting this rat, the ranger would be over here shooting arrows. The wizard would be over here shooting or casting spells. The summoner would send their pet in and cast more spells. Trying to think of the other DPS. Oh, the thief would be behind, stabbing away with daggers or such. And that's the function of the DPS. The function of the other two roles, there's the healer. Obviously, their function is to heal. So they would stand off to the side, most likely target the tank, primarily heal the tank because he or she would be the one absorbing all the damage. And then the healer would heal them and then heal the other classes. And then the fourth role is what's called CC, or crowd control. And so the function of that is, as a tank, you're kind of the de facto group leader. And if you're pulling, so let's pretend this is a cave over here with bad guys in it, and my group is all sitting here. My function, or the function of the puller, depending on if the tank is the puller or not, would be to run over to the cave, target a creature, and then bring it back out. A mob, which stands for, I believe, mobile object from old school gaming terminology. So I'd run over here, I'd grab a mob, I'd hit it, and then I'd run over here, like so, and then I would tank the mob, and then everyone else would do their function. The DPS would attack, the crowd control, if I pulled two mobs, would crowd control another one by taking it out of play. They would either mesmerize it or root it or whatever function or ability they have to crowd control, that's what they would do. And then the healer would heal. And then the puller, if it's me or someone else, would then go get the next mob once we defeated that mob. And then wash, rinse, repeat. And if you get a really good group and everybody who knows what they're doing, it can be really fun. In old EverQuest, we used to do a thing called chain pulling, where I was playing mostly my thief, so I would help pull, and then I would go out, pull a mob, and then once the mob got to about halfway health when we were fighting it, then the other puller would go out and pull a mob. And so by the time he got back, that first mob would be dead. We'd start working on that one. When it got to half, I would run out and grab another one. And then we would just take turns. And that way we were constantly fighting until it got to the point where the healers were out of mana. So then we'd have to take a break. But that's when you get involved in group play, which this is a primarily game designed for group play. You can have up to 6 people in your group. So typically you'd have a tank, a healer, a DPS, and a crowd control, and then the other 2 slots you can fill, as desired. I don't see these very often. You can fill as desired depending on what you're doing, where you are. Do you need more healing? Do you need more DPS? Do you need a tank or an off tank? So if the first tank gets in trouble, then the other tank can help out. Do you need an off healer? Do you need a couple of healers? Or do you just need a whole bunch of DPS? That's all situational based. That's kind of how the games, or MMORPG game works. At least based on my experience. And I've played a lot of MMO, massively multiplayer online MMORPG role-playing games. We're getting close to our level. That's good. So we'll get our next spell soon. Oh, shambling. So shambling skeletons are our next tier up, higher level. So they have a better chance of dropping. So now I've engaged a higher tier 1 and a lower tier 1. This guy's going to hit me. This guy's going to hit me. I'm going to be able to kill this guy faster because he's a lower tier. So in my opinion, you kill this guy here first because he's the lower tier. And you reduce the damage coming into your character, damage per second. So now he's no longer hitting me because he's dead. This guy will only hit me, so I'm not getting hit by two guys. Okay, now he is going to hit me with more damage because he's a higher level, but either way he's going to hit me with more damage. Okay, so it's easier or smarter, I think, for me to get rid of the weaker guy first to lower the DPS. That's just my thinking. And no weapons, no gear. So there's yeah, nothing. Okay. Well, we got some experience at least. See if we can find some more shamblers. Nighttime is when the shamblers are out. If this was a populated server, like the first one, they would be a lot of people running around trying to kill the shamblers because they want the free gear, which is what we want. What do we need for life tap? Essence. Our essence is gained by taking or dealing damage. Ah, there we go. So now we can life tap. So I guess it's a white bar is empty and the red builds up. Good to know. In my brain, it was the other way around. So red is good. And white is no essence. Which makes sense. Dire Lord red. Let's tap this guy. Oh, we got a shawl. I think we already have one of those, don't we? Yeah, we do. So we'll just sell that. Later on, we're going to make our own leather armor anyway, once we have enough levels and materials. Tap this guy after that. Bottom. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we can open up our bags, find our level 6 spell, which is cloak yourself in malefic power, absorbing up to 1,000 spell damage. Okay, so if we're going to fight casters, kind of a caster defense. Go to our book, right click on Vital Cage, and that goes into our utility bar. We're not going to use that too much, so I'm just going to pop it over here. And that's it. So now level 6. If we check our profession, we are at 18 now. Not that we've done anything in any of those professions. We're not at 18. We're at the potential to reach 18. So we could make ourselves some leather armor. We could make ourselves some bags. But in order to make that stuff, we're going to need a lot of tattered pelts. Because I think 2 tattered pelts make 1 refined leather, and then you need 1 refined leather to make, I don't know how many per armor piece. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can make a hat, you can make a shirt, you can make shoulders. So 1, 2, 3, wrists 4, gloves 5, pants 6, boots 7. So you make 7 items. So you need quite a bit of tattered pelts. So I'm just gonna keep, since we're not, in danger of dying here, we're just gonna continue blackberries. Okay, that's a good way to make a thing called sparkling blackberry juice. Actually, we have a quest for it, I think, here. Very delicious. So it's called Blackberry Sparkle, which gives you a dodge, I think. Increased to dodge by 2. So that's a drink I like to always make. So we're going to collect blackberries whenever we see them. Another shawl. Rat. Kill him because we need leather. Another player. So, last time I made this video, it was 2 hours long. I really wasn't thinking about time when I made the video. I was more concerned about getting the character to level 5. But now that we've got past the easy leveling, and we're into the almost the grind now per se, I'm probably going to try and make these videos just an hour each time. And in the next little while, 1 hour video, we should be able to get a level per hour. But that will slow down when we get around 12-ish or so. At some point, if I want to get fast XP, what I would have to do is group. So for now, we're going to solo, and it's called solo, I know. I'll see how far we can get solo, but if it bogs down too much, it becomes too grindy, and it just is boring, then maybe we'll see if we can do some grouping later on in the higher levels. Or, you know, if it goes well enough, like I solo on a lot of my other characters up to level 15 so far, and I think the highest I have is a 15 wizard. And a 15 paladin, which the paladin is the good guy version of this guy. So if he can do it, then this guy should be able to solo quite well, I would think. We'll just have to wait and see. So nighttime, the shambling skeletons come out, and the piggies go away, and the other guys, the foragers, go away. I want to see. I need here. Occasionally, a young ghost viper pops, which we need for that quest. We just haven't had luck with the young ghost viper yet. What time is it? It is 2200 hours, 10 p.m. We have all night for a young ghost viper to pop. So I know there's like that spot, this spot, usually one. Occasionally there'll be placeholders. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to keep running back and forth and checking these locations for a young ghost viper. There's one there. And the only other spot that I'm aware of in the newbie area is way down here at the end. This is an interesting effect. I'm not sure why this happens. It'll clear up in a second. It was a newish thing. And then down here, usually where this crumbling skeleton is, you can get a ghost viper to pop. So we'll just keep running back and forth. I think we have 2 quests for the ghost viper. Night Warden Part 1, and then, yes, Vipers in the Night. So we want to, you know, finish those 2 off. The reason I'm getting this ore is we have a quest later on where you have to get a bunch of special gems, which you get from ore, in order to be able to complete that quest, which gives you a nice couple of a 12-slot bag and a better pickaxe. I'm not going to be using the Asherite because I'm not a smith, but I can always sell it. That'll be good when we fight the Eutharians. They cast a lot of spells. But the cooldown on that is, oh, it's only 20 seconds. That's not too bad. Oh, we got some bracers. Do we have bracers? Oh, we already have bracers. Patch claw sleeves. Yeah, we already have those. There's a class of NPCs in this game called, I think they're Gadai, like bandits. There's some group ones, which are over there. But then there's some solo ones. And I think we're of a level, we could probably go kill some solo Gadais, and then they drop pretty good gear. Better even than the shambling skeletons. And we could probably get some good armor off of them, which would save us on our leather, which we could put towards bags instead of armor. Because the armor we're going to make, I think it has a better armor class overall, but it has no stats. Like no plus dexterity, no plus strength, no plus, etc., etc. So I think in a few hours, if we're still on, we'll go give them a try. If not, maybe we'll do that next time. Right now, I would just like to complete the quest for the young Ghost Viper. There are probably other locations for Ghost Vipers that I'm not aware of. Which is unfortunate because it's a bit of a pain running around looking for this guy. And he might be doing the same thing, which means we're competing for the same resource. But that's MMOs. There's often a competition for resources. Ah, another rat tail. How many is that? 3 plus the one we have in the bank. I think we need 5. 5? Yeah. Okay, so if we get one more, we're good. And that's just a simple little quest. You get a little bit of money. It's nothing exciting, but just, you know, kind of focuses your attention on something. Not everybody likes doing quests. Con that guy, he's green. Repop yet. Okay, we've got 7 of those. That's good. So we're not going to make 7 bags because we just don't have the leather to do it. So we can take a break on the bees for now. They're easy to get. If you go up this hill here, there's a whole bunch of them together, so it makes it easy to hunt them. Or if you go into the shaman area to the right, there's a whole bunch together there. So when I need the wax, I just head over, especially at the higher level, pull a whole bunch of them, kill them quick, try and get as much as you can. You can actually, I think, buy it from a supplier if you're desperate, but hey, we got gloves. We have gloves? We do not. Now we have gloves. Look at that. You can buy it if you're desperate, but I think it's why spend the money on that when you can use the money for something else? It's easy enough to obtain. Okay, so now we got a druid here. What level is she? Ooh, 16. Should be kind enough to give us some buffs. See if there's any Ghost Viper action. Nope. This can be a real pain. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just showed up just as we got there. Okay, we've dotted it. We've got some of that on it. We'll build up our parry. Let this build up. So we're going to build up our essence. So in case we need to tap it for life, we can. So, good. It's going to run. So we've won. Good. And you see we've completed both quests. And we can skin it. You can also use... Oh, we got snake scales. I think snake scales are for alchemy. But you can use tattered snake skin, I think it's called, in place of tattered leather for leatherworking. But you need 2. So this stuff here, tattered snake skin. And the meat you can use for cooking. So we'll put that skin over there because we're going to use that later. We're actually getting quite full. Let's see what we have quest-wise. So that guard who hands out that quest, he is only out at night. He actually changes to a different guard during the day, which is kind of cool. That doesn't generally happen in MMOs. You know, like he's working the night shift, I guess. So let's head over and hand that quest in because it is now 2. We have lots of time to get from here. He's just over at the bridge. But at 6, he'll disappear till nighttime. And then he gives out a follow-up quest, which I don't think we're ready for. A young ghost, or a ghost viper. So the adult version of what we just killed. But they're, I think, a little beyond us at the moment. Right. This guy showed up recently. I can't figure out what he's for yet. Kind of the conversation just ends there. So I think he's going to be for a quest later on. Like, it's quite the screen and fancy stuff, and you're a disciplined disciple of, like, I don't know if it's a monk specific guy or not. So we complete that, we get some XP, we get some coin. He gives us a second quest, and this one will give us a potion of rapid egress, which means if you get in big trouble, you can take that and you can run really fast. However, once you it runs out, then you're exhausted for like 3 minutes. So I would be sprinting, but he's sprinting much faster. Yeah, so like this fella here, he's dressed like a monk. Let's zoom in and take a look. See, he's wearing, well, more caster, I guess, clothes. But they have this fancy thing here, and yeah, I'm a disciple of Grandmaster Coleman. Oh, he says he's a former monk. Oh, there you go. So it talks about the way of the 5 gates, but he has nothing for us to do. Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out, that he's an interesting... They're adding stuff all the time. I found some new stuff with my druid in the other side of the world where you start in Wild's End, where they're bringing in... right now, to find schematics for crafting, you have to find them in random chests, which pop in specific locations. So it's basically first come, first serve. People just keep doing chest routes, and they have it down to a science. I do it that way myself the odd time. But it's difficult to obtain them. So I think they're going to start doing a kind of a crafting way of doing it. You craft certain things for the crafter. You get copper tokens. You hand in the copper tokens, and you can get specific items with stats. Alright, so we're handing in the Night Warden quest for killing the young viper. We get some experience, and then she gives you part 2, which now she wants you to kill a fire beetle charger. Which is interesting because it's very... I can't find fire beetle chargers in the newbie area nearby. You have to go to like the next tier area. It's strange that they did it that way. Because I sat on that quest on my other characters for a long time before I could find a fire beetle charger. Because I didn't know where they were. Okay, nothing there. This guy offered us a quest, right? So he wants some wood for some XP and some money. I think he just wants 10, so we'll find 10 wood. We'll just grab it and bring it back. So, for example, the chests I was talking about. There's one here that pops for a trade, like not a trade skill, but a scavenger quest line, which I haven't done. And then there's one that pops here for random piece of gear, like a weapon, a schematic, maybe a torch, and some night lilies. Okay, so we're gonna go see this guy. We're gonna sell the stuff that we don't need. These are the quests that we're doing for him. I don't think we've completed any of them, or I would say complete. We can hand them in. Alright, so we don't need bone fragments, because we're not a necromancer. We don't need bat skull. We're not an alchemist, and I need more money than I need stuff right now, so I'll just sell them. I don't need this. Anything that's general, so that's general, we're going to get rid of. That's just coin. That we don't need. I can't find a use for honey yet in this game, so I sell it. I don't need this club. I don't need that. We already have one of those. Rat blood, I forget what it's for. I think mana potion maybe, so we're going to get rid of that. We're going to keep that. We're going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. We're going to keep that. That's for a quest. We already have one of those, so we can sell it. We're not alchemists, we don't need that. This is for a quest, so we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that. That's for cooking, and all this stuff we're going to keep for now. Okay, so now we've got 30 silver. We can make bags. We could buy some bags here, but I can make bags now. So I'll probably go and try and make a bag or two. But we don't have a lot of jute, which we need to make bags. So let's see what we can do. So let's first of all put all of this stuff in the bank. We don't have enough. We need 5 coal for the quest. We need 10 and 10 of that for that quest. So we don't have enough to finish that. Okay, so we're going to need that to make bags. Okay, do we have any leather? No, no tattered leather. Okay, so this is all we have. Not a lot. So we have to turn that into thread. We have to turn that into leather, and then we'll be able to make bags. So let's go learn how to make bags. Or leather armor. Just do some leather armor. Oh, we can do some food crafting. Do we have... Oh, we don't have any mushrooms or anything. We have some meats, but we don't have a lot of vegetables. Carrots, I can't think of a good recipe with carrots, and I need that for the quest. So we'll not do the provision crafting right now. We need more raw materials. Let's have a run over to the tailoring leatherworking area. And we'll do some leatherworking. So the first thing you need to do is convert your tatter pelts into leather. And we have a quest for that, I think, from the leather worker. Field dressing part 1. Oh, yes, we have to do that. Okay. So, tanning leather. Craft 3 tattered leather. So the way that you craft 3 tattered leather is you go over to the tanning vat. Right-click on it, and it opens up the tanning vat and automatically populates this section. And you can see 2 tattered pelts make 1 tattered leather. So we need to make 3. So I click craft, and if I open up my inventory, you'll see this tattered leather here. I click craft. This is going to deplete by 2. Shows it up here as well. And we have now a tattered leather. We need 3 of those for the quest. And I think when we hand in the quest, she's going to take them, which I find very annoying, but it is what it is. So let's just hand in the quest, even though we can make more. And we complete this. Let's open our inventory and take a look. So we're looking here, see this tattered leather. I think it's going to be taken as a result of this quest. But she gives you another quest, so it's worth it in the end. Yeah. Okay, so now she's teaching you how to make cloth and leather. Why not make a rucksack, a bag, which is what we came here to make. So the good thing is she gives you the schematic for the bag, which you could buy off of her for 98 copper. But now I don't need to buy it because I followed the quest line. So it's in progress. Custom order. She wants you to talk to somebody to make some leather for her. We'll do that later when we have excess leather, but we'll accept it for now. And just the pelts I need. She wants 5 tattered pelts. We can do that later when we have more leather. I'm not sure if he takes them, and I need them to make a bag or 2. So we will open our, we don't need to open it, but I just open it so you can see what happens. Our schematic bag, we're going to memorize this schematic. It goes in here. I just put it down here off to the side. And now we know how to make a simple rucksack. So you're asking, well, how do you make a simple rucksack? So you make some leather. If you go to the sewing table, this is where you put a leather rucksack together. So we click on the table, you click on the rucksack, and it tells you what you need up here. You need 4 tattered leather, 2 burlap twine, and 1 beeswax per bag. We have 7 beeswax, we don't have any twine, and we don't have any tattered leather. So let's go make some more tattered leather, because we know how to do that. You go to the tanning vat, and you make your tattered leather. We have enough to make... We need 4 per bag, remember? So we should have enough to make 2, maybe? No, we're going to be 1 short. If we had another tattered snake skin, see, 1 of 2, not enough. And if I put this in here, see, 1 of 2. I could also use it to make tattered leather. So we needed 8 to make 2 bags. All right, now the other components were twine. So we got our leather. We need burlap twine. Well, where do we get burlap twine? Well, you can make jute fibers here, turn them into burlap thread. Then you can turn burlap thread into twine. But I don't have the recipe for twine anywhere. You can make twine at this table, but I don't have it. So how do I get it? Well, I have to buy it. So if I go to the leatherworker, speak with her, and check her recipes, nowhere here does it show me that I can make twine, because it's not a leatherworker ability. It is a tailoring ability. So if I go to the tailor, there is burlap twine schematic, 98 copper. So we need to buy that from her. So that's what we're going to do. Again, it goes into our inventory. We close this, right click, it goes into our schematic bag, and now we can make twine. So we have to convert our jute into thread. 2 jute make 3 thread. We also need jute for the priest quest, so we're going to use up all this jute, unfortunately, to make bags, and we'll just have to go get more jute. Okay, so now we have 15 thread. So if we go over to the sewing table, we have burlap twine. Now, to be able to make the simple rucksack, if I open up my inventory and my schematic and I hover over here, it says you can, it requires an outfitting skill at rank 1. Okay, it used to be in the initial game, there's many variations of this game as it's in early access and it's evolving all the time. It used to be 18. You used to have 18 outfitting to make the bag. So they've obviously lowered it for newer players. It's been a while since I started a new character. So we should have no trouble making bag, because you see our outfitting skill is only 1 of 18. I had recalled incorrectly that we needed to get it to 18. So that's good. So, but first we have to make burlap twine. So we click on the twine. It takes 3 burlap thread to make 1 twine. I think actually you can make 5 twine. Let's see what happens. I think it gives you 5 twine. So we only need 1. So, oh, we need 2. So there you go. So we have enough to make 1 bag. So let's craft a bag. And there you go. We've made a tattered leather rucksack. So now we can close that. I think that was a quest, right? From this girl over here. A useful item in progress. Let's see what she says. Oh, reach 18 skill and outfitting. Okay, so I hand this quest in. We're going to have to make some more bags. But we've made a bag. And why is that important? Because now I can take this bag here, put it in my inventory, take this bag here, and now I have 4 more slots to carry stuff, which is important later on. So now we're out of materials to make more bags. So we can go and put all this stuff back in the bank. And when we get more stuff, we will make more bags. So now you've seen how crafting works. That is essentially the same. So over here, if you were going to be an armor and a weaponsmith, you would go here. There's the weaponsmith trainer there. The armor smith trainer is in here. This is the scavenging bench if you're going to do scavenging, which comes from the guy inside there. If you have ashram ore, which we have, and the ability to smelt it, which we don't have, you would come here, click on here. It won't show us the proper menu because we don't have the skill. But this is where you turn your ashram ore into bars. Actually, you turn it into ashram lumps, then you turn the lumps into bars. And then you take the bars and you go over to the forge, and with your recipe, you open it up and you can make armor and weapons and all that stuff. If you need some equipment and you don't have it, or you need some components, you can always talk to the supplier here, and he sells you the stuff that you need. So if we wanted to buy beeswax, we could buy it at 50 copper per, which is insane to me. When I can just go get it quite easily. Some other stuff later on, like if we're going to be making leather, we might need some alchemical flux for tier 2 leather stuff. If we can't make tattered leather panels or something. Bear tallow, okay, you can go kill bears and get that, or buy it for 2 silver, which is very pricey. Flame seed oil, you get that from flame, what are they called? Flame lilies? Flame lilies. They're hard to find, so that's a good thing to sell. Walnut wood stain, that's for wood crafting. I've never done a lot of wood crafting. So these are just components you can buy. Now we're getting into the tier 2 stuff, so it gets a little more expensive. But if you're like, want to craft stuff and you don't have the ability to make these things because you're limited in your ability, because you only have 2 professions and you can't find somebody selling it, you can always buy it from him. So let's go back to our bank. And this is the advantage of having a bag. So we made this bag, which left us this extra bag. So I can take these apples, get them out of the way. I can take this bag and put it in this bank slot. And now I can open it, move it over here. Move this over this way. And now I have 6 slots in my bank. Extra. 5 actually, because the bag takes up 1 slot. And then I can put stuff in the bag and free up space in my bank. And there we go. So now I can go kill some more rats, get some more leather, kill some more snakes, get some more pelts, find some jute, make some more thread, make some more leather. Oh, we're out of space. All right, what can I carry with me? Well, I have to do that quest. I can carry that with me. I can carry these with me because we're close to handing that in. I can carry this with me because we're going to hand that in eventually. And then I can put the twine in the bank. I'm going to put the twine over there. I'm going to put that near that and that near that. Oh, we need one more of those. I can put that with me as well because we only need one more for that quest. I can organize all this stuff later. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me organize my bank. And that's it. Okay, so that's about an hour. So we'll end it here. We got our level. We got one bubble in. Our goal next time will be to get another level, and we're going to do some more harvesting, but I think we'll go kill some Gadai bandits, non-group related ones, and we'll try and get some free armor and some free weapons off them. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Please add a comment if you have any tips or tricks that I'm not aware of or any mistakes that I made. And please subscribe and like and share because that really helps the channel. Okay, and we'll see you next time. Take care.